plays games with Steve
and Angel.
You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right?
That's right, pal.
There's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. Supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art.
What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing?
No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Prosecutor Godo, what is the value of that urn?
The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense.
Oh, so it was priceless. No, it was worthless. Oh. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Mask to Mask would normally go after.
York!
York is really catching on. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but...
That's all you gotta do. Point out the contradiction, it'll work out. Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godo?
This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godo 107.
I add Godo milk to it.
I'm trying to decide.
Can you milk a Godo?
Why don't you come find out? I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness.
By drinking or eating lemons or doing things anyway.
Anyway, that's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite.
Is changing the flavor of my cum.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Boy. Finish your dessert.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
Not even from Edgeworth. If you're saying it wasn't Mask to Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask to Mask's methods. A fake.
A fake to Mask?
Fake to Mask? It sounds so ridiculous. But I like it.
Well, like, it reminds me of like the evil version of a character. So what? It would be like maybe like Dark to Mask or something like that.
Yeah. Dark Pit. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake.
What's that fake Crash Bandicoot?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Though I don't approve of Mr. Godo's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
Looks like I'm going to have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask.
Proof. Hold on. That was in fact a fake. That night. All right. See, now I'm worried about jumping ahead. Okay, so.
Well, what's jumping ahead?
Let them cook.
Trying to suggest that it's Ron, and Ron couldn't possibly be there. So I have a blackmail letter written with fountain pen. Is it addressed to? I like that it's at the top. Blackmail letter. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to blank blank blank. It doesn't have like the name addressed to it. So. I mean, this is it. It was found in Damask's hideout. I think this is it.
Take that.
What is this evidence supposed to prove?
Oh.
Well, it proves someone here is a fake, all right. It proves that this lawyer is a fake.
These prosecutors sure know how to twist the knife.
This is no time to be impressed. Think it over again.
Yes, so... yeah.
When he stole the urn, his photo was taken, right? Who knows? Maybe there's something on there that shows he's a fake. Oh.
Is she talking about
Is she talking about that photo we got from Atme?
Are you ready yet, Mr. Wright?
Okay.
Yeah, you're jumping ahead. They are just... How do we prove that this is a fake Mask to Mask?
Okay, well...
Well, what is it?
Oh, it's because earlier I was like, it's missing his emblem. It doesn't look
Yes.
exactly like him.
Yes.
So if I present this photo, then I can probably point that out.
Take that. The proof is right here. In the pudding. That pudding.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it.
Huh. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar.
I don't know how exactly I gotta be. Oh, okay.
Take that. It's right here, of course.
You mean mask to mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at.
Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning?
I haven't gotten it signed yet.
The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest.
Oh, a brooch.
A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed! We need to retreat at once!
Yeah!
Yeah! Hi-ho, Silver!
A brooch, Your Honor. It's sort of a clasp for holding one's cape on.
A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now.
But the mask in the security camera photo. Ah! He has no brooch!
The brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as a symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask Damask is a fake!
I've been fooled again!
Order! It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now, you're a rock star. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
Mr. Godo, you deserve some blame in this too.
I don't remember the lyrics going like that.
How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
The brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this?
Ah!
Oh no, ah!
That's Mask Damask's brooch!
Well, where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of big female Buddha statue.
Of big female.
Buddha statue? You must mean the Ami Faye statue.
Well, why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence.
Grr. This guy is one cool customer.
It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady?
Oh my.
That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too.
Huh?
Hickeys?
Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rhonda Light's fingerprints.
Oh.
What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch.
Can Godo give me a hickey?
Order in the court! Mr. Godo, let's see that brooch.
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
I mean, it appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene.
Uh-oh. Phoenix. Phoenix, we have a problem.
It's like Houston.
It's a name of a U.S. city, but...
Also a Texas city.
No,
Or actually, no, Phoenix, Arizona.
No, it's Arizona!
That's right, Arizona. Never mind. Sorry!
You mess with Godo, and you get burned.
He's been playing me like a violin. I almost said fiddle!
Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all.
Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Finally, time for Ace Detective to make his appearance, huh?
1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Savari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right.
Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens.
Boy, these two make a perfect pair.
They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes.
Oh my.
If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Oh.
Why was this guy all by himself anyway?
I'm so alone.
There must be some reason. I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask-to-Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal. My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Mask-to-Mask, my archenemy, and Aladdin's dad. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Walked in the morning just after the date changed.
Hold it! So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct?
That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer.
You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time?
A penetrating question.
Oh.
I was in the basement warehouse near the computer.
Near the computer, huh?
So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief.
Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said that he never saw him at the crime scene.
Precisely. That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief.
Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is.
Pigeony?
On my dead, peanut-filled pigeony head. In any case...
That's what I meant was the info. Did you guys ever hear that urban myth that, like, if you feed a pigeon, like, rice, they explode or whatever?
I never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I heard that, and then, of course, like, all my friends, like, tried bringing rice to school. Just tried to feed them, like, and then they're gonna explode, and then we like waited behind like the corner of a wall to see them explode.
There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
The kids walk back. It's like, I don't get it. How they should have eaten the rice and explode, and they like take a handful and eat some of them.
Yeah.
Some wily coyote.
No pigeon like this!
Yeah.
Hold it. Dancingly descended? From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me.
Save me.
So how is it that you didn't notice the thief?
Save me from the at me that is Luke. My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. Rawr! It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes.
I hereby dub you Ace Dunce.
Oh.
Oh.
That was for you, Mia.
I don't want it.
Mia's like, oh my god, I stopped doing that like years ago.
Ugh.
The self-high five, it's...
So cringe. The coward struck me first blow.
Hold it! You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened?
Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all that I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately, I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godo, do you have a problem with the photo? Godo photo?
Godo's bit.
That's like one of those 1 hour photo booths.
Good. Then let's continue with the testimony.
Yeah, that's his part-time job, working those 1 hour photo booths.
Yeah.
Which is something so archaic that it wasn't even around when I was a kid.
Wait, really?
I remember supermarkets kind of having you could drop off film, but I don't recall seeing 1 hour photo.
Oh, 1 hour photo. Okay. You never did those things where you go to a Costco or a Walmart and you take a family photo together or whatever?
Yeah, there used to be places like that in the mall.
Oh,
stuff,
okay. Yeah.
Like Kmart.
Oh, yeah. Swallowed me before. Swallowed by darkness.
Family portraits just gonna turn into selfies now.
Yeah.
Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, sir lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Actually, I got amnesia. And it was kind of
Yeah, it was the whole thing.
Well, actually, yes, by a fire extinguisher.
And what happened?
I was knocked out.
And you lost your memory, too.
It was hilarious. You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I'm built different. I have more brains to begin with.
Wow.
He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then...
30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
Hold it! About this 30 minutes.
my silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying.
I think he's saying that he was out cold.
So, what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether.
Just what is he going on about?
There's something suspicious about Detective Atme. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
Huh? Which piece?
The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie?
It contradicts the... I promise... that's when my nemesis descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck me in the head. Darkness followed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 3 minutes later... Okay, so... It was approximately... Okay, so no, that's real. Wait, no. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just about the date changed. That's when my nemesis, blah, 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 instantly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness followed me before I could land a single strike. When I woke, he was gone. The part to contradict, just as I... Okay, well, let me look at my stuff. The warehouse went off once at around 1 a.m. on the night of the crime. Went off once. Knocked out during the crime with a blow to the back of his head. So that's true. The photo of the storeroom entrance taken by the camera. So this is almost 1 o'clock. This is 12:58. 12:58. Written, that's not relevant. That's not relevant. That's not relevant. A photo striking a pose. This is just a publicity photo. Found in the shadow of enemy face statue. It looks like it was torn off. A statue of the founder of the Kodain channeling technique moved the night of the crime. One of the treasures, supposedly priceless, sent before the heist. Press okay. Is there anything? I'll be coming to learn the most precious work. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Okay. It went off at 1 a.m. And then, just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Okay. That's one of my episodes of Infamous. He descended upon me. Well, they were talking about, like, okay, so he didn't actually do that. Like, how could he have noticed him? How could they have noticed him if he had no time? It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. Approximately. Professor, can I have a hint, please?
Did you pay attention to what Phoenix and Maya said after?
I did. They said there's like a blatant lie.
What were they saying was a lie?
You
don't know, right?
I can't
Okay,
remember
so
exactly.
Please, when you go through the whole thing and they talk, they tell you, they like very specifically give you a hint. So
yeah, they did, but
no, it's it. Click A.
huh?
Pay attention here.
There's something. Oh, I can skip right to the thing.
This part always plays after you go through the whole testimony.
Okay.
This is like a hint if you're not sure.
There's something suspicious that took there. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Keep going.
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
Okay. So what contradicts the evidence? What are they saying is wrong here?
That he was knocked unconscious before. Oh, that he ripped off the piece from his cape, the brooch. Huh? Which piece? The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? I guess it is like the most newest thing. Okay. Just begin to turn. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. Let me see. Hold on. Found in the shadows, looks like it was torn off. Okay.
Objection!
Yeah. So those Phoenix Maya bits are like, they will lead you to it if you're not sure.
Yeah, and I was, but like my head was thinking about like, just like about exactly the time and stuff. And
Right.
I guess the brooch was like too new, and I wasn't even thinking about that part.
Yeah, just remember,
Yeah.
you finish the testimony, they'll have a little conversation,
Right.
and they'll go, "Oh, what evidence is it?" Just kind of tells you.
I mean, yeah, I just wasn't. It wasn't clicking. Like I was paying attention to that part. I know that the part's important now.
Sure.
Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours?
Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask. Rah. It is, in point of fact, Mask to Mask's brooch.
I have a special eye. Well, look with your special eye. My brand. That's
My
old.
brooch.
Yeah, that's
We quote the Sears AC unit.
yeah,
bullshit.
that's true. I feel like
Everything's
that one's a
old.
little more relevant. But it was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing.
Ripped off. Aha!
We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I could think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with that thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atme.
Yerk.
Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court?
Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, Sir Old Timer.
Which we reprimand everyone for doing.
Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. So busy. Hashtag busy detective.
The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does.
Here's a selfie of me behind a magnifying glass.
Here's a picture of me on the Warner Brothers lot. That's
That's what I always
Oh
say.
my god.
I worked. Oh, it's me with the water tower. That shows that I worked here. I'm gonna post it on Twitter. Here's the script in full view. Anyway.
I'm gonna take one of those one day just to spite you.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, that's what I always say. The true measure of a voice actor is in the amount of work he does. That's what they always say.
Wow. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You can only handle one job at a time,
I
right?
can only do one voice, Maya. It's this one. And, in the Mike Meekins voice, it's two. You talk too much. Oh, boy,
Witness.
you never shut up.
So are you now saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor.
My.
Excuse me?
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atme, agree completely. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists. But Professor Layton, like in a bare-knuckle brawl. A true gentleman fucks people up with his own
Now, Luke,
fists.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Professor! Do it, bitch. But they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. This is the Dahlia Hawthorne case, right? Oh no. Oh. Guilty?
That can't be good.
This is the clown one?
Oh my god.
I
That
hate
was a
clowns.
Guilty!
Well, before you start cross-examining, we'll make you wait and do it on another.
I mean, well, the
episode.
three of us will go into a bare knuckle brawl.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah.
we're gonna fight it out. And
Only
then-
one
then-
host will
then We'll
live.
solve some puzzles, and then we'll have like a nice warm cup of tea.